Okay, so we have examined ADHD and the big dangers of social media. Now it's on to something a little bit more delicate. Okay, let me set the scene. Cue the Barry White music. Saturday night, the children are in bed, the candles are lit, and you and your partner are having a glass of vino or two. Then you decide, it's safe, we can have a little bit of nookie. Suddenly, just as everything's going well, a little face pops out of nowhere, screams, horror, runs out of the room shouting, Daddy's hurting Mummy. What on earth are you supposed to do?
I think that we do exactly what we just did and laugh. It's all fun and normal and make it normal. Yeah. What do you think, John?
I think it depends on the age of the child. You know, if your 15-year-old wanders in an inopportune moment, it's much more traumatic for everyone involved.
They know all about it already,
but
much more than we will.
it's because they know, Shane, that it's traumatic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's when they're little, of course, if you normalise it and use appropriate language, it's a special cuddle.
A special cuddle?
Yeah. Okay. Special mummy and daddy time.
Okay. Well, look, thankfully we have some more help on this. Sonia Stackhouse is an author and she writes a blog, Love, Life and Hiccups. Hello.
Hello.
This is a good subject to join us on. Now, Sonia, please don't tell me that we have to just abstain when the children are around.
Well, we don't, but you know, I'm still at the point that people with young children, they want to have sex. Really? So...
Well, there is Christmas and...
Anniversaries and birthdays.
I mean, come on.
No, look, I don't think you need to abstain. I just think it's all about timing. Mm-hmm. It all comes down to timing.
Okay, so what's your advice on that? Do you have to organise sleepovers?
Well, I think you have to get the stars aligned in the first place. You know, we have had the sleepover situation. We had it once where we had two children at a sleepover. One was at the movies. We thought, great, we'll go out to dinner, we'll get romantic, have a bit of mummy and daddy's special time. The reality was we went out, we had dinner, we came home, looked at each other and fell asleep on
Went
the
to bed.
Standard.
Yes.
Now, look, I've been asking around about this and it seems almost everybody has a story to tell.
I was probably about 7 or 8. It was dark and I saw like her and her boyfriend on the bed, and then I just saw her jump up on the bed, fully clothed, like, I'm dressed! I'm dressed! And I just have this like image burnt in my brain of like her yellow floral dress. And we never officially talked about it because I think we both decided that it was traumatic enough what had already happened and there was nothing to discuss. It was like, okay, that happened, let's move on.
I have a slightly similar story. Do you want to hear my story?
Oh, we have to.
Okay, because this is just between us, right?
Absolutely.
Just between us. All right, so when I was around about 7 or 8, I was doing the 40-hour famine. Remember the 40-hour famine? Yep. But the thing is, I don't like butterscotch at all. So I had nothing for 40 hours and I started to go a bit dizzy. And on Sunday morning, I wandered into my parents' room. They were under the covers, but clearly doing the horizontal poker. Oh. And do you know what I did? I fainted. I fainted in front of them there and then. And when I woke up, suddenly, I was with my brother and sisters sitting in front of the cartoons having some cereal, having a bowl of cornflakes. And to this day, we have never spoken about what happened.
So who scarred who?
I don't know. But, you know, it took me years to figure out what was actually going on.
Yeah,
and for me, I actually thought in time, thank heavens my parents still love each other. I kind of took that element from it. What's your advice to speaking to your children about it?
Well, look, I think it depends on the age. If you get caught and your children are under 3 and can't speak, you're off the hook. Good to go.
Yeah.
If you've got children sort of 3 to 7, regardless of whether you're holding hands or were caught having sex, they're going to probably tell everybody that you were sexing anyway. So I guess keep it simple. Go with a mummy and daddy are having special mummy and daddy cuddles, or we're playing wrestling.
I like that, the wrestling one.
If you've got older children, they're probably going to be seriously grossed out by any display of affection between the two of you. So, again, I think they're not going to want to even go there with you.
Just don't go there. Just don't go there at all. But do you take my point that I think there's a nice element that children know that their parents have a happy
that they love each other.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is really good to model appropriate intimacy and affection and hand-holding, giving a massage, it's really important for kids to see that in a family context and to see it with people that they love and they trust, so that it isn't, oh, they might complain and they might go, oh, mum, oh, dad. But deep down, my experience is most of those kids are going, I'm really glad that they still love each other.
That's true.
I agree.
So I think modelling it's really healthy, and talking about it appropriately is healthy too.
You could take the modelling, you know, from, I guess, a different angle too, as long as you're not getting down to it on the lounge room floor. Your children aren't going to get down to it on the lounge room floor with their friends that come over, so...
Boundaries and
Boundaries.
that's right. Healthy treating of each other, yeah.
I'm going with that.
Absolutely. Boundaries. Boundaries, I think, is the operative word. And we'll have more juicy stories from our audience right after the break.